And that's no more of the snack!
Yeah!
It is time for our next section, which is my favorite section because it's the section you guys make up. It's your audience questions. For that, we're going to bring out James.
James! I did mess up before, so.
Yeah, they were definitely reacting to that.
Yeah. Alright, so I got a bunch of questions.
They're awfully tiny questions.
Well, I mean, okay.
Conservation is,
You know, like,
Okay, that makes sense.
alright.
Hey, James.
I think when I said the question, one of the best questions I ever heard was when somebody at San Diego, they had the director of Daredevil up there, and they said, I have a question. Daredevil, what the hell? Because I thought that was going to be like, X Factor, what the hell?
Oh, that's every question.
Yeah.
Alright, if you could undo one comic of 2008, what would it be?
wow.
If I could undo.
Yeah, like hit the reset button, I guess, or take it away.
Jesus.
That is a tough question.
I would
Yeah.
take away the crises, the final crises, the medium crises, the almost maybe there should
Not
be.
the medium question.
If I could undo one comic, I would probably undo the Return of Uncle Ben story that I did in Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. I don't think it worked. I mean, it was something I tried, and it didn't work as well as I wanted it to. So I'd probably undo that. Was that in 2008?
Sure.
Maybe.
so.
That
And it's no fault of the artist. I mean, it's just I didn't execute. You know, I had an idea for the story, and it didn't work. It did not work as well as I wanted it to.
Now, how hard is that for you to? Is that kind of like one of those things when that happens, you're like, oh well, I'm gonna work on the next one, or does it kind of stay with you a little bit and you're like, why didn't that work?
You try and learn from it.
Yeah.
Look, writing is like any other job. It's like any other job. People try and romanticize it or mystify it or elevate it. It's not. It's a constant learning process. And you learn from your mistakes. And there are certain elements, and I won't go into detail for no other reason than we don't have a whole heck of a lot of time, but there are certain elements in it that just didn't work. And I was not satisfied with the final, with the final product. And so it's kind of like, okay, memo to me, that doesn't work. Don't do that again. That kind of. I think it was actually not 2008, but
if someone came up to you and was like, oh, I really like that,
I say thank you.
okay.
Maybe
you're
I'm
wrong.
a genius.
If you ask that question, raise your hand.
Oh yeah.
It's going to bring you a special prize.
Nice.
Let's get the next question.
This is for you specifically, Peter.
Pick one.
Is it difficult for you to write She-Hulk with a feminine sensitive?
Random thing.
Why not?
I have four daughters. I've had 4 daughters and 2 wives. The wives sequentially. I think
Nice choice.
I think I know about as much about women as any guy can purport to know. So no, I don't think I have trouble. Now, women may disagree. I don't know, but I like to think that my take on She-Hulk is true to the way a woman would think.
There you go.
Being so familiar with women, do you have a problem with a male character?
You lost the mascot.
I do have some personal experience with being a guy.
Oh.
So look, you write what you know. I mean, it's the truism of writing. Write what you know. So yeah, I do have some familiarity with the way guys work. I mean, the bottom line is that any writer is a student of humanity. You watch what people do, you watch what they think, you think, why do people do this, why do they act in such a way, you try and analyze, from every possible aspect. When I read the newspaper, I mean, other people read the newspaper to find out what's going on. I read the newspaper to see why people do things, to try and figure out why people are acting in such a way. Whatever their actions be, positive or negative. And then you try to apply that to writing.
You're talking about like Marmaduke and Bailey and...
I actually kind of meant the news section. But okay.
I only read one section of the paper, the Marmaduke section.
Raise your hand if you ask a question. Please get one more question.
What is your favorite pun you've ever worked into a comic?
My favorite pun? Oh God, no idea.
That is...
I have no idea what my favorite pun is. I know my favorite joke that didn't get into a comic book.
All right.
Oh,
which
better,
is
even better.
close. I hope.
That's fun.
There was
Making James.
there was an issue of Spider-Man many years ago in which he finds a baby abandoned in an alleyway, and he brings the baby to a hospital. And I had the nurse say, "Wait a minute, this baby, are you the father?" And what I dialogued Spider-Man saying was, "Gee, I don't know. Let's throw him against the wall and see if he sticks." And they said no. My favorite concept that I ever came up with that was unused is when they were looking for ideas. They put in an APB for ideas for the gag "What If" they did about a year or two ago, and I came up with what I thought was the greatest Marvel gag "What If" ever. What if Black Bolt had Tourette's? They didn't want to use that one, which I think is a crime.
Not a lot of story to tell there.
I really
Basically, a one paddle story.
Yeah.
How many do you really need?
I'd read that.
True professional.
Cool. Raise your hand if you ask a question. People bring a gift, and thank you, James.
Yeah!
All right. It is time for our next section, which we like to call the Week in Geek. Yeah, okay. Don't tell anybody though. Since we've been away for a little while, we decided to forgo the week part and instead talk about the year to come. Things that you're excited about in 2009 that you're looking forward to, obviously in comics. Anything that Pete jumped to mind?
Well, I'm nervous. I'm hoping that this year is going to continue to be comics in the spotlight. It's very exciting to be a comic book fan and have it to be such a part of regular conversation like it's never been before. So I'm hoping that that continues. But obviously I'm really looking forward to Wolverine and the next Punisher movie, which I hope will be made.
Wow,
It only takes them an afternoon to shoot them.
yeah. To write them. I'm looking forward to, there's going to be a big Aquaman rebirth thing coming this year, supposedly. So I'm excited about that.
Again, that trick never works.
Yeah. So we'll see, because they kind of screwed him up after.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to new Scott Pilgrim this year.
Yeah.
Very exciting. And the exciting news about that is we're going to have Brian Lee O'Malley on the show the night that the new Scott Pilgrim is coming out.
Whoa.
So that
Yeah.
should be pretty exciting.
He may hold a copy of it in his hand.
Yeah, and I might go backstage and read it and not talk to you guys.
No problem.
Also, I'm pretty excited about New York Comic Con.
Yeah.
Coming up in like less than a month now, right?
Yeah, it's right after.
First weekend in February, 5th, 6th, 7th, or 6th, 7th, 8th, whichever is the first.
Yeah, we're going to be there the whole time, doing interviews and stuff.
Yeah, so I should.
I mean,
Maybe we'll see
I will
you
be
there.
there Friday and Sunday,
Maybe we'll see you and talk to you again.
maybe.
That's a promise, right?
Well, no, I'm just talking about like the schedules is hookup.
Right.
Um,
We're going to hook up.
What I'm looking forward to.